insights. And then how does that translate to actual impact? So we've heard, a lot of compelling market research. There's plenty of it out there. From things like trends around student retention and teacher retention, student attendance. How do you take that research that you're seeing all over when you're doing research, and how does that turn into actual decisions and initiatives at the district and school level?
That's right. There's tons of research out there. Whether you're getting your stuff from Ed Week or you're getting your stuff from mass media, there's always somebody is always an expert in what's going on in education, right? But we've got to get beyond the point of it being just interesting cocktail party conversation, right? Just an interesting statistic. Oh, that's interesting. And really think about, so how do we, as you said, Brian, translate that into actionable knowledge that can inform or inspire some different types of decisions? And so I've got a couple recommendations based on the research that we've done, and also the work that we do every day working with district leaders on how to do exactly that, how to connect the dots between market research, large-scale research, and your local environment. So there's a couple different things I would recommend. The first one is that it has to be grounded in your own context and environment. So if you see some market research and you go, well, that's sort of interesting, but that doesn't relate to my community, or that doesn't relate to where my parents are or where my teachers are, then that's okay. Because if it isn't grounded to your own context, to your own environment, to your own people, it's not going to resonate and it's not going to have value. So you have to be able to say, okay, so that's off to the side. I don't need to worry about that. But then you also have to think about not just using the market research, the national market research, to drive the activities that you're doing, but also your own local context. But the two can work together. So let me give you an example from our research. We just finished up a year-long research project looking at what students, teachers, parents, and administrators are telling us about the current state of AI in schools. Really fascinating. We haven't released anything yet, but you can pull me aside tonight, I'll tell you everything. One of the statistics that it came out of the research was that 53% of teachers nationwide said they've never talked to their students in their classes about AI. 53%.
Crazy.
Okay, now that's national data, and you will see that in our report. But the other thing is that since this project was part of Project Tomorrow, we also had the opportunity to give back local data to the local school districts so they could see how their teachers compared. So we had some school districts that had 65, 70% of their teachers have never talked to their students about AI, but we had others that it was down to as low as 25%. So having that national perspective of the market data, as well as your own local data, is not just interesting, it gives you context. Right. It says, are we behind the curve or are we above the curve? Where are we on that process? And so that's also really important. It's also important to be looking at the purpose of the data. So as you're translating this data, whatever it is, your local data, market trends data, whatever it might be, it has to have a purpose, and it has to be connected into exactly what Addison was saying about what are your goals? What are your North Stars? What are the things that are most important for you in your district? And so tying it back to that purpose, I think, is a key leadership responsibility in terms of connecting the dots. My final suggestion on this is that whatever you do, if you are using local data, local research, Speak Up research, the Education Focus Report from Power School, whatever it is, you have to communicate to your community the value proposition and what it means in terms of helping you connect the dots. You can't assume that people know how to do that, nor that they will understand what your purpose is from using some other type of research or even your own local data. So it's about that effective communication and tying it all back together. I see overwhelmingly, and again, we work with districts all across the country, that the most effective leaders are those that can communicate that connection piece, that can draw that connective tissue between what we are doing, how we are doing it, and what it means for you.
Love it.
One thing I want to add to what Julie was saying is, how many times have you chased fads because somebody misrepresented the data?
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing is if you don't chase fads and you are grounded in data, such as data for teacher retention, for our district, we realized that we needed teachers to stay in Cobb County School District. Our superintendent, and he's embedded this in all of us, is that he likes to win. He likes to win. He likes to be first in the forefront. And in data, that means you're looking at the data every day to make a decision. And he realized we got to do something different about teacher retention. And so he decided that we're going to go ahead and partner up with our local university, University of West Georgia, and we're going to pay for our teachers' tuitions. He went to the board, and they bought into it, and now our teachers in Cobb County can go ahead and apply for a master's level, a specialist level, and an EDD level without having a single dollar out of their pocket.
It's amazing.
This past year, we had close to about 230 teachers retire, and so we really only had to hire 250 teachers out of a workforce of about 9,000 teachers. It's that incentivizing, don't chase the fad, ingrain the decision in real-time data.
Purpose.
I heard a little bit of movement in the audience when he said 9,000 teachers. That is not a small district.
No.
But I think your point there, Ihsan, is so important. There is countless research on teacher retention right now, but you made it very local and immediate about
The
what
context.
can Cobb County do to solve a problem or mitigate a problem from existing.